Hi, my name's Henry. Today we're going to talk about groups in Apward. Groups are really cool. They're very flexible. You can have as many as you want. You can have 1, 2, 3 groups. In this particular example, we're going to use 2 groups. And basically, groups are used to associate some information to a specific record using the groups table and the group ID. So basically, in this example, we're going to look at injury type real quick. So we're looking at safety incidents. In this incident, somebody slipped, tripped, or fell. And this is a list of involved parties. So if we look at Mary right here, Mary, you can see, has no injury in the injury type, and this is all using groups right here. So if we click on this button, we can easily bring up the group's user resource where it says, hey, no injury, back pain. These are different demos of injury type we have right now. So if you click on back pain, it's going to get changed. There we go, back pain. And if you click back in that button, it's going to pre-select back pain to easily show what we're talking about, which is the back pain injury type using groups. We can change it back super quick and easy. We can also edit. So if we're in there, we can edit either when we want. So let's go ahead and edit injury type. I'm sorry, no injury. Hop in here. Let's just take off these exclamation points and put a regular period. And quick, easy editing for any kind of group. There we go. Everything's perfect. Everything's looking good. So let's take that example and add another group for each involved party, which is going to be involvement. So we're going to hop into screen design. And we're just going to plug in some of this easy logic to make another group for this situation here. So we're going to hop in here. We're in screen editor. We're going to highlight a few of these fields, and then we're going to click duplicate icon. Come over here, drop it in. There we go. Now we're going to come in here, slightly modify some of these fields. It's not going to be injury type. It's going to be involvement. There we go, involvement. Let's move this button over a little bit. There we go. Let's extend this little guy out a little bit. This is going to say involvement. Oops, involvement. There we go. This image is going to be changed to involvement, of course. And it's going to be bound to the column for that image for the involvement. So we're going to change this column right here in the middle from injury type image to involvement image. There we go. And we're going to do the same slight modification for the label. We're just going to change a couple quick properties here from injury type to involvement. The bound value for this value right here for the name is currently injury type. We're going to change that to involvement. Super quick and easy. Involvement, boom. All right, the button's going to have 2 steps. We have a button and a callback listener. Let's focus on the button first. Let's change this name to button involvement. There we go. Now there's going to be a script down here for each button. It's going to be called after click. So basically after the user clicks this, it's going to run the script. Let's come in here and make a couple quick changes. Let's move this commented out code. Line 2 is basically going to include the functions for the group functions. Line 4 is running functional groups. This is basically going to show that pop-up that we already saw that's showing the list of groups, asking for some basic information here. The first parameter is app ID, which is right here under pop main var app ID value. The grouping is not going to be injury type. It's going to be involvement. Let's change that. Involvement. Let's highlight that. Copy it. It's going to be the same thing for this. I believe this little guy is the caption. Yeah, grouping, caption for the pop-up, me.list listener, which we'll get to in a second, which is right here. And then this is going to be the pre-selected group ID. So when you hop back into that pop-up, if there's already a group ID selected for that record, it's going to highlight it. So we're going to change this to say involvement ID. Involvement ID, there we go. Last 2 parameters. Hey, allow edit. True, yeah, sure. That allows the user to quickly hop into that field when the pop-up's open and edit any group they want. And then we got allow select. Of course, we want to be able to select different groups. So all these are super quick and easy to use. And these last 2 lines are just for the aesthetic purposes, just to slightly blacken the background screen to black 10 to show that you're involved, that you're editing that pop-up, and so the pop-up stands out more. So all this should be good to go. Now, anytime you have a button like this, the callback listener is going to get that communicated change. So whatever you changed here, so in this case, after you changed this this involvement, it's going to grab this newly selected group ID, and now we're going to insert it into the correct column right here. So we're going to change this to involvement ID. Involvement there we go. Grab it. So basically, whichever new group ID that you selected, it's gonna insert that new value into the correct column, which is involvement ID, and then it's gonna run func edit involve, which is basically gonna edit and submit that change. And then the last two lines are just gonna reverse what we previously did, where we slightly blackened the screen. It's gonna blank out that cover color and just bring everything back to life. So that was a super quick, easy change. Let's hop out of here and just save everything. This is going kind of slow right now. Hello. There we go. Save, save, save. Okay, so now let's go look at Mary. We already demoed injury type. Now let's go to involvement. Click on this button. It's going to show the involvement for available for this this app. The involvement is either directly involved or witness. As you can see, she already has witness, so we can hop in here and change it to directly involved. There we go. Now we have two quick and easy groups plugged into this app. Change it back to witness if you want. And that makes a little more sense. If she's a witness, she probably has no injury. So basically, these two fields, injury type and involvement, are using groups. Like I said, you can have as many groups as you want. Right now we're using two. And these are very flexible. You can name these involvement, injury type. You can name them animals. You can name them anything you want. Yeah, so groups are super quick and easy. They can be used for any app in a number of different ways. And like I said, unlimited groups, as many as you want. You can use two like we did in safety incidents for this particular incident. Thank you so much for checking out this video about groups. You can always log into Appward.com and find more info. Thanks.